We also want to concentrate, we also want to let people focus on the nowness and here-ness of their lifetime, which can be, secluded to the lifetime of one day, because it's kind of a unit that we live, the unit of day after day. And it's a unit perfectly established by nature, with its day, its night, its yang, its yin, its beginning, its end. Anyhow, eventually, after all this evolutionary process through millions and millions of years, there you are, that you are born into your parents' house, and then the story of this particular life starts, and then we use the PDF document to show how a life unfolds, and how this dross, this dirt accumulated of such a long trip, unfolds into certain illusionary things that makes us lose sight of our essentially happy, loving nature. When you explain how you come about to this lifetime, you can put the example of how the embryo, if you analyze the embryo in the womb of the mother, as when the mother is pregnant and the embryo is growing, it goes through all the evolution. So it's kind of a reptile at the beginning, and then these that you've studied this at school for sure. So somehow coming into a lifetime is kind of concretizing in a form the history of the accumulated experience of years of evolution. You end up this accumulated experience expressed in a DNA code, if you want, in the material expression of things, expressed in the memories of lifetimes after lifetime, in an Akashic record. I mean, it doesn't matter what is the concept in which you want to explain this fact, but that's the fact. You are born into your parents' home. And the action, the fact that you are born into your parents' house at that particular moment, in that particular place, is because grace has put that accumulated experience into those circumstances. Grace is the doer, not the circumstances. If you look from the point of view of the circumstances, if the circumstances or the accumulated experience is responsible of being where it is, yes, to the certain extent, that that particular form is put by grace there because that particular form has the best circumstances in that place. This is something that you might want to start by believing, and then assimilating, and then realizing. It's a process, but it's the basis of accepting what is, and is the basis of the sentence, love is what is, or loving what is, which is the same thing. From here, we go to unfold how during this particular lifetime, and in the process of unfolding this lifetime, there is this mistake made that somehow is the basis of 90% of the people attending to a meditation course or a path of unfoldment course, that they are in problems. You might get occasionally the pure seeker of God, and in those cases things flow in a different way, and normally they will immediately pick the essence of the teachings, or at least they will pick that they are near the truth.
So this first slide is basically what we have just seen, the concept of evolution. And obviously the end of all this is we come from changelessness, we arrive to changelessness, and in the middle all these things come about to happen, which is the manifested universe. So although we are born from nothingness, this form comes about from all the previous conditionings, from all the accumulated experiences that are brought to this place and time, and there comes birth and begins the process of these conditionings that express themselves in a circumstance which is another set of conditionings. And as this happens, the first things that comes about is the identification with the primary I am concept, and attaching this to the body, this develops the concept of the individualized mind, the individual mind that I believe to be. In this way, memory begins to function, and you start to cling to the past. You start to perceive yourself as the story and not as what is happening. If you are not clinging to the past, you are indulging in future projection of your apparent self, of a dreamed self as a continuation of that past, which is part of this accumulated experience or conditionings that are there, or the samskaras. And you are taught suppression to avoid the conflicts created by this separated I am through education, and you start to suppress yourself and the tendencies of your conditionings. And because you control yourself, by suppressing yourself, you learn to control others in diverse manipulative ways, and you start getting into this situation in which you are manipulating reality for it to fit what you want of it. And with all this morality you have learned, you become an hypocritical, and you start living a life of politics, which is what most of people do. This creates a fragmentation on your mind, which is a split, which is on the verge of schizophrenia. And then the pain of this separateness starts to unfold in this inner fight, which is always there happening, in this inner striving to find through this, to alleviate all this tension. You indulge in the different pleasures of life, becoming an addict of many of them in various ways. And if you are sensitive enough, you start developing a sense of guilt.
So,
Así,
we do not need to bother ourselves about past experiences.
no necesitamos preocuparnos a nosotros mismos con las experiencias del pasado,
And past karmas.
ni de los karmas del pasado.
The greatest disease man suffers today is the sense of guilt.
La mayor enfermedad que el hombre de hoy sufre es el sentido de culpa.
That is the cause of most of all mental and physical ailments.
Esa es la causa de la mayoría de las enfermedades físicas y mentales.
For the mind translates itself into its physical equivalent.
Pues la mente se traduce a sí misma en sus equivalentes físicos.
The sense of guilt. What are you guilty about?
El sentimiento de culpa. ¿De qué te sientes culpable?
Why create greater and greater conflicts in your mind
¿Por qué crear mayores y mayores conflictos en tu mente
of that which has happened in the past
de algo que ha ocurrido en el pasado en todo caso
or which might happen in the future?